Okay, so I'm back and I have changed to just show you one page so I can get a little bit closer, because this is not the perfect setup, obviously, because it's so far away and I keep forgetting to make the picture bigger. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna use that. Right, so I have all kinds of little jars, but you can just use a little bowl or a little plate or maybe a teacup saucer or something. So I'm just gonna pour a very small amount in here because I don't want to waste it. And then I'm going to add some water to it in just a second. But first I'm just going to get as much of the paint off as I can. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. So there we go. Now I'm going to close that up. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing off the camera or if I'm off the camera. Okay, so here I go. I put, I don't know, 10 or 12 drops in there maybe. No, 15 or something, 20, who knows. So I'm going to play with this and see if it's light enough. I think it might still be a bit on the thick side. So, ooh, no, it's okay. See, I'm going to do this. Can you see that? Sorry. Oh, it's really hard not to want to pull it the way I want it to be pulled. Looks like this already has some gold in it. So, I think this might work. And then I'm going to soften it a bit with more water after I go around. Let me just do that part first. So, there. Oh, shoot. As you can see, I'm not a terribly careful painter, which is probably why I don't enjoy doing like work that's sort of really detailed, because it just makes my head hurt and my body, because my body doesn't like to sit still like that for so long. So now I'm just going to go along, oops, with a slightly larger brush and just see if I can blend it a bit. I probably waited too long. Let's do this. Let's do this here. I think it's okay though. I don't know if that really helps or not. Now that I see it, I don't know. It seems to. I won't really know, I guess, until I do the whole thing. So let's just see what happens. Nice thing about these leaves is that they're not too intricately shaped, so I don't have to worry too much about being careful, which is not my forte. I tend to just do bold everything. There. Hopefully, I think, does that show more? Ooh, what I've done there is disturb the paint underneath. Okay, so I'm just gonna it's a challenge, there's no doubt about it, but luckily, because this is more abstract-y, it doesn't really seem to matter as much. what you do underneath. Although I see there is a leaf here, so I am going to try and draw that, maybe off camera, because you might hear some cursing if I don't. Okay, so let's try. First of all, maybe I'll wet this time. Wet going around, and that might make it more. There we go. Maybe this will help, not sure. Could also make it worse by making it loose, the paint. But whatever, I'm doing it. I'm committed now. Okay. I learned some of these things from watching YouTube, obviously. One of my, the women that I admire, who I love her style, which is very loose, but she's also a very good painter. Her name is Jane Bettridge, and she's from somewhere in England, and she does some really nice stuff, and she uses a lot of supplies in a way that most people probably wouldn't. So anyway, she does this kind of stuff a lot. She does the negative space painting, because it really does bring things out. We'll know better when it's dry how it looks. But see, this is really cool too, because there is these lines. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to go over this with a wet brush, but I think that makes it show more, but it could also, as I said, be because it's wet. So I'm just gonna go in and do this. It's kind of fun, but it is, for me, it's hard on my neck and shoulders to do this. That's why I don't do a lot of it. I'm sort of a whatever I get kind of painter. And I usually don't do a lot of coats, although I'm starting to do more of them when I do this kind of work especially. Okay, so let's take that and go like that now. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in here. There. Interesting. Hopefully I'm doing this. I'm basically just trying to follow it along, but I really have no idea because I can't see it that closely what these markings are. But that's okay. It is what it is, right? There. I sure hope you can see what I'm doing, because I'm not going to be able to recreate it unless I do another one on the camera. Okay, so now there. I think that makes it, hopefully. I mean, it looks like it when I'm looking at it at an angle. Oh yeah, that looks really cool. Okay. Smart. Okay, I'm just gonna use a little bit more of this. Oops. Okay. All right. So let's. Ooh, I like what, because I think I'm hoping you'll still be able to see the colors underneath well enough that it's going to be interesting to see. Okay, I'm going to use a smaller brush so that I don't mess up as badly. Ooh, yeah, that really brings that out, doesn't it? Yeah, I like it. So I painted it with a bit more gold in it, and then I went and dipped my brush into the water to loosen it up and make it less pronounced. Hopefully that's the thing. Can't really tell where that is, but I'm just gonna keep going down until I hit that thing there. There. I hope you can see it. I can't tell if I could, when I started you were in frame, so I should probably pull myself away from this. It's just like so addictive to keep going. Okay, I'm just gonna take a look. Are you in there? Let's see if I can get that a little closer. There, ooh, yeah, baby. It's not gonna be all that great for if I have to move it, but c'est la vie. Okay, is that a... I cannot tell if there's another... Oh yes, there is. Okay, all right, let's do this. See if I can make a pen. That. This looks like this is... Yep, I can see the outline a bit better. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Now, I think that's where, oops, nope. I should not have gone there. Can't always tell what you're doing. Okay, so there's that. Now, I'm gonna find, where's the top of that? I think it's over here. Sorry, I do this, I talk to myself when I do any kind of painting like this. So let's just make that go like that, because I think that's the edge. So yeah, you'll hear me. My husband's always like, what did you say? I'm like, oh, sorry, I wasn't talking. I was just muttering. Because I talk myself through things a lot. I don't know if you do that, but I find it helpful. Okay, there. I think I've got it. I don't know if I've got the bottom, but oops, no. Let's do this, put some more water. Okay, so that stays there, and that is the bottom of the leaf, I think. It is now. Yep, I think I see the lines. The thing about this is the ink is acrylic, so if you don't get it while it's still wet, it becomes permanent. And that's the thing I love about watercolor, is you can almost always reactivate it, at least to some degree. Maybe not every kind of watercolor, but I think that's what that is. Okay, so that, now where's the bottom of that? Oh, is that it there? Jeez. Okay, well, that's not what that is then. I thought that was a stem. I guess I'll paint one in because I can see it right there, but I'll do it after. Okay, so let's just do the rest of this and we'll be done, I think. So I'll put it aside and then show it to you before I turn off the camera. If I do something else, it's going to be easy to entertain you with while this dries. Okay, well, I think it kind of works. Ooh, pretty. Hopefully. Let's see if you can see it. Oh yeah, you can see it hopefully, but I don't know if you can really, because it's very, oh yeah, I think you can see it. Blah. Sorry. This is truly an experiment. Okay, so now I'll wait until that dries and then I will, that's a weird, yeah, I don't know if that's a broken one or if I'm, oh, maybe that's what I did. This is the edge of it, sort of ish, I don't know. Anyway, there, whatever. Okay, that should do. Probably should have done that in brown or something. So let's just take that up and see what happens. Let's try brown. Do I have some brown of something I can use here? Yes, of course I do. Give me a second to find it, however. Brown, brown, where are you? Oh, don't use that, Kathy. It's too hard. This is how I keep all my paints in tubes by color. They're not all brown, but they're in the brown range. So my favorite brown is sepia. And some of them, it's amazing how different brands are so different. But I'm just gonna, probably should not have done that, but I did. Don't do that at home, folks, if you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I think I'm gonna need to have that to be quite, I don't think I've shown you this, but I learned this from another artist who uses a lot of color and water in her paintings. She uses 1-ply toilet paper to do her, no, I don't know, I think probably a darker gold would have just been better. I know what I'm going to use. Sorry to be, can't decide. Now I'm going to, anyway, she uses 1-ply toilet paper and it soaks up the water, but it doesn't take too much of the paint away, if that makes sense. Yeah, this will do. Okay, so it still looks like it's belongs there a bit. There. Hopefully that kind of looks like a leaf, but not really sure if it does. All right, so that is that one. I'm gonna put this away. Now, I don't think I want to do another one on screen, but I think you can see what I've done here. See, you can see it better, I would say. Sorry, I really need a better setup if I'm going to keep doing this, but I think it's more obvious. So let's do, do this. Okay, so that's back to 1 to 1. Okay, so that's, I don't know if you can see it because it's so dark, but I do think it really does work, and it's still, there's enough of the color under to make it almost looks like it's, I don't know what that's called. Is it a fresco or something? Some kind of painting that it has plastery look on it, and it's got very textured background, which is kind of cool, even if I do say so myself. Okay, so that is what I would say is possible with all of these paintings. I think the more you do it, the more you will appreciate and be adventurous about it, because it is only paper and paper and ink, or paper and paint, and a little bit of time. But if you're anything like me, it's time that, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it's like I never feel like I've wasted my time when I spend time painting. Even if I get frustrated, I still can say I did some painting, you know? Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will keep posting. And if there's something that you want to see, leave me a comment and I'll do my best to show it to you. If you haven't figured it out, I'm not doing this to sell paintings, but I love to help people, and I must have a bit of a teacher in me somewhere, although I've never taught professionally. I did teach beginner watercolor to some seniors once, or for a couple of classes, but anyway, I do love to help and show what I know, because I think that's the generous part of being in the arts. If you're not too precious and too afraid somebody's going to take your ideas and make money with them where you couldn't, because that is definitely how I feel. Like I'm terrible at selling myself, but so I keep trying, but it never really works all out well, because I'm terrible at it. I really hate promoting myself, but I do like helping. So if you found it helpful, I'm more than happy to have been of service. Thank you again, and you take care now.